Guys, this is something new that we're starting. Namaste to all. We want GD to be a very open platform where anybody can have a deep dive into what we're working on, how we're structured, who the people are behind, who's doing the work in our organization, and also people that have been supporting us, well-wishers of our work, and are involved perhaps not so much directly, but a little bit more of a distance. So we're calling this Make a Difference. Guys, this is something new that we're starting. Namaste to all. We want GD to be a very open platform where anybody can have a deep dive in.
Thank you, Stani, for playing that video.
Yeah, go ahead. How are you doing, Jessica? You okay?
I'm good. How are you, Hemal?
Very good, thank you. Very good.
Great. So I welcome everyone for this call today. Thank you so much for joining in. We have a mix of guests today along with the regular participants, and I would invite Hemal to chat 2 to 3 minutes with each of them to know how globally Grow Dharmic is performing and how all of us are trying to make a difference.
Sure. So thanks, Jessica. Really appreciate that. And I think the first person I'm speaking to is Anne from Glasgow. And Anne, I'm really excited with everything that we're discussing, and I've got an email to that I owe you as well, but I'd love to just get your thoughts for a community and everybody else across that may be listening today as to what we're working on together. If you could share and your thoughts and the energy around what you're putting in here. And yeah,
there we go. Okay, right. Well, thanks, Hemal, and thanks so much for letting me speak. I've got to dash off in about 20 minutes for another call. But I mean, we have been blown away really by the opportunities that we have been able to jointly identify since I came across Hemal and all of you fairly recently. So we are taking forward a pilot study, looking at it in some depth. In order to try to evaluate how successful it's going to be in the Gujarat region. And I'm sure all of you know more about that than I do, the 5 Cities project, working with the children of construction workers. And in parallel to that, and coincidentally are running a very similar pilot in a school in Bangalore for youngsters. So these two things fit really, really well together. And since I last spoke to Hemal, we've been able to get hold of a researcher from Strathclyde University who will give us some objective evaluation on this project, which I think will be very useful for us to take forward the concept on Scale It Up, all being well. We are fortunate in that we're right in the heart of the Glasgow Innovation District, so that links us to colleges and universities, and it's a very entrepreneurial university with lots of contact with industry. So we're very hopeful that when we get back to the office, which is hopefully another couple of months or so, we'll be able to publicize this on a much bigger scale. And we also this week had a really, really interesting chat with Martin, who runs the Scottish operation for Grow Dharmic. We are just literally minutes away from where he distributes every Tuesday in George Square. And we've already offered him some marketing time and some practical help from our network, and I'm sure that will grow as people know more about what you're doing in that part of the world. One thing that really excited us was the work he's doing with the schools. We think that's a fantastic strategy to bring food relief and food parcels to families, but through the school network. That means it's targeted to people who might not otherwise turn up in a public space, and it's a very exciting way of going about that. And we hope to be able to perhaps complement that with what we can do on the education side. So we've got a sort of feeding minds and feeding families type of opportunity to work together on that, and we know the areas that he's working in quite well as well. So I think that gives us an advantage, if you like, also in having that local understanding of the community that we're serving. So we are on many fronts, if you like, very excited about taking this forward and hopefully getting some really interesting results out of it.
Brilliant.
Thanks, Hemal.
I'm so excited, and it's an example of how different organizations can quickly and effectively partner to make a difference together. It's not that everybody needs to work independently. I think that's a very great example, of how quickly we're coming together and co-pitching to companies potentially to support our. So many children, especially in India, have not had access to education for a whole year. If we can help support speed of access and improve the quality of access, then I think it's going to be a great support. So I'm really looking forward to that, and can't wait to see some photos of you all at the distribution in Glasgow and in the square, and as well as supporting the school. So thank you so much, and I'll get that email to you soon.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Himal.
Thank you. Thanks, sir. Next we have Nitin Bhai, I think. Nitin Bhai, are you on?
Hello. Hear
Hi,
me?
Nitin Bhai, how are you?
Yes, very well. Thank you. Thank you.
Great. So Nitin Bhai, we had a nice conversation recently. It was really good to meet you and to speak with you. And I was so impressed with the work that you've done in terms of promoting non-violence and vegetarianism here in the West, and being really a leading figure. I just, this call is called Make a Difference, and it's got young volunteers as well as senior people who have been working to improve social conditions for all living beings in a wide variety of ways. And I'd love to just hear from you, your advice for maybe some of our young college graduates who are taking up the opportunity to work with somebody like Go Dharmic or another non-profit or for social causes. What advice would you give somebody coming straight out of university?
Yes, we have been a campaigning organization promoting vegetarian, vegan lifestyle, also animal rights, animal welfare. We've been around for a long time. The way we find the best way to connect with people is what you are doing, which is sharing food. So one idea that's worked very well for us is that we organize a Christmas lunch every year for the local community, in which we all invite, the politicians, the churches, your friends, my friend, colleagues, that kind of thing. And it's a very, very nice way of getting to know people, understanding people, and also promoting a vegetarian and a vegan diet. So that's been working very well. We have a group called Night Watch in Croydon, which provides food for the homeless every evening. And we've been part of it for a long time. We also go and serve food once a week at least. So that's also been very good. The way the world is going is now that people are realizing the advantages of a vegetarian vegan diet. So we are really at the moment where we can really make a big impact on that, and connected with that will be the environment and ecology, everything that we are standing for. So the best thing is to take advantage of the situation as it comes along and make the most of it. So and never give up. Just keep going. I always tell my friends that you should have two careers in life. One is obviously you go to earn a living, but a parallel career to it should be to do something good, whatever it might be. So then when you get maybe my age, you'll look back and say, oh, well, I have done something in life, which was not just for myself.
That's wonderful. Really appreciate that comment. And what does ahimsa mean to you? Obviously, there's a lot of definitions commonly out there in the world, but what does it mean to you personally?
The general definition is non-violence, but we extend it, obviously, non-violence to everyone, and also in words and deeds, as far as we can. You can take it as much further down as it's possible, right from not stepping on an insect to any big animal or even plants and trees. you don't harm. As far as possible, you don't. And even if they harm you, if it's a mosquito, like you come from India or East Africa, so mosquitoes are always there to bite you. But our response is not to kill them. You avoid. You do sort of take precautions to save yourself from the bites, but you don't kill it. So that's how far down it goes.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Nitin. I really appreciate speaking to you. So I think next I have Zaina. Zaina, are you there?
Hang on. Hello.
Hi, Zaina. How are you?
Good, good. Yeah, I mostly just wanted to listen. You do such fantastic work. I want to try and get an understanding more of what you do.
We don't know what we do. We just try our best. So yeah, appreciate you being on, and I'm sure there's something we can learn from yourself as well. Like, what have you been doing recently under trying to make a difference, or in the work that you do that you're focused on at the moment?
Okay, so we finished we put in 6 applications for stands and performances at COP in the hope of getting some tickets in, and we continue looking at organising what we're going to do at COP. At the moment, we're launching a email campaign, so we've got all the emails of the UK politicians and House of Lords and lots of religious, spiritual leaders, and thousands and thousands of emails. So we're starting a campaign to send out an email every month promoting veganism as the solution primarily to the climate crisis. We think veganism is the solution to many things, but focusing on the climate crisis, this to grab people's attention at the moment. So yeah, we just learned how to use MailChimp, and we've got a few people finding different email addresses. We've got the lists, because I was at the last 2 COP conferences. I can access the lists of all the participants, of which there are thousands and thousands, but there's no easy way to get all their emails other than individually searching each one. So I don't know if Gopal has any way of finding or giving us access to a whole chunk of emails of people who are going to be at the COP this year, so we can start addressing them now, because by the time November comes, they will have made their decisions, really, I think.
Sure. Well, one of the things, I mean, we have a call set up with some of the COP team coming up soon, so perhaps it's something I can ask them, and we can discuss and say if we wanted to get in touch with previous or current participants, then maybe it's something we can reach out to, and we're looking forward to COP and participating together with you. Hopefully we'll be there in Glasgow, regardless of whether we're inside or outside, and distributing free meals. We distributed lots to the homeless with Martin and the team there anyway, so we can include a few politicians and world leaders in that list. The beneficiaries.
But we usually have a team outside on the street, not distributing meals, but on the street we just do snacks and sandwiches with lots of big banners. And for the cycle ride to Glasgow, if that happens, we can network that through many vegetarian, vegan organisations, and I'm sure it can be massive, and involve the media all along the way in different cities, and give. My main thrust is the vegan solution for everything. Vegan solution for pandemic, climate change, world hunger, everything. I'm sure you know. On a specific,
sorry, Zen.
What I would like from your organisation, because I want to do a TV program about you, I'd like some media links. I see you put them on your Godamic website, but I need the actual email, links that I can send up to SMTV so they can pursue it. Any media, newspaper articles, TV articles, but something, you know what I mean, a link so they can research it themselves.
Wonderful. We'll make sure that you get something soon.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Zena. Really appreciate you being on, and sorry for throwing you in the spotlight. Look, you've got so much experience in social action and helping people. We really wanted you to come on, and I love the way that you're so meticulous in all of the approach to COP and, you know, how you're doing it. I think our young interns and our young team can learn a lot from your approach to getting stuff done. Thank you so much.
I especially want to link to the disaster relief work you did in India recently.
Okay.
Because I know you're doing huge things there, but I can't send any information up yet.
All right. Maybe Stanley's the best person to collate that information for us.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is Stanley the best person to get a response via email to as well?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll email Stanley in future.
Brilliant. Thank you, Zaina. Take care.
Great work you're doing.
Hi, Rajiv, are you there? Do we have Rajiv on the line?
Hello.
Hi, Rajiv. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Thank you. Rajiv, I really appreciate you taking the time to join us today and looking forward to you being closely associated with us going forward. I know in our financial markets dinner, Rajiv won the auction for Sachin Tendulkar signed cricket ball, which was fantastic. And, you know, being involved in financial markets, but also having a compassionate side and wanting, as Nitin Bhai mentioned, 2 careers. We hope that you can have a second career with us as well, and doing your leadership in financial markets, but also with Godharmic and in terms of social work. You've recently sponsored a library as well, which was really kind and given computers for the children in Rajasthan. What makes you want to do this?
We all are very busy with the markets, and Godharmic is one platform where I can trust and I can give the values which will be reaching to the right people. Okay, there are many institutions, but being a same industry player and also knowing the persons like all are involved in Godharmic, I trust them more.
We really appreciate that you put your trust in us, and hopefully, like, one of the things I've always wanted us to do is not to be just a recipient of donations, but also to change people's hearts and minds so that they actually do the work with us. So I really, you know, you're a very calm person, very sweetly spoken, and I think your energy, you give off a lovely aura, and I'd love to have you bring some of your skills in business and that world to social development as well with Godharmic. So I look forward to working much more closely with you over the coming months and years.
Same here, Hemant. As in happy to be part or associated with Godharmic.
Thanks, Rajiv. Take care. Catch you soon.
Thanks.
Hi, Darshan. This is the first time you've joined today. How are you? Are you able to unmute?
I'm really well, thank you.
How are you? Yeah, good. Namaste. So Darshan, you're just going to be joining us next week to help us to professionalize maybe some of the fundraising strategies and approach to how to support our campaign work. I'd love to, you know, hear a little bit from you about from a technical perspective. You know, you mentioned some approaches or, you know, some ideas that you have. Do you want to share just a minute or two on what you think we could do better?
Yeah, sure. Obviously, it's not about what you can do better. It's about how we can, you know, just make it more effective and polish up the edges. The big thing that my job's been in the last kind of 8 to 10 years has been fundraising manager or fundraising director. So what that basically involves is training up staff on a most effective way, essentially to ask for money. Now that in that role, that was certainly staff, but that can certainly be something that's training up volunteers and things like that as well, giving them the most effective way to ask for money for long-term donations rather than, you know, a one-off donation or, you know, something that's going to support for a small while, making sure that the organisation looks absolutely massive in what we do and that the ask is really, really minimal. So what we were trained on when I started was a basic 6 steps pitch, which gives you every single aspect of what the organisation and charity does, but more importantly, shows you exactly where your money are going. I think something that you really, really strongly believe in is transparency. So given that transparency, even in the initial ask, is something that's going to get you a lot of people on board.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, that's definitely something we really want to convey and to appreciate and to support. And we're trying to create specific restrictions around each donation and where it goes. So if somebody wants to donate just to one location school, we ensure that that's happened. I know it was something that Dr. Nicholas Sutton previously mentioned, you know, if it was in Kerala that he felt, you know, strongly that he wanted to help a particular school that, you know, he was supporting there, and other people may be, you know, closer to home, and other people not interested. So we should accommodate people's desires to help in specific regions as far as possible. Great.
And that's a very interesting niche that not a lot of people do. I've worked for a number of charities and you can't isolate it. So you guys have got a very, very interesting niche where you're helping at home, you're helping in India, you're helping world climate change. So there's going to be, you know, 3-4 different groups of people that are interested in you for very different reasons. Might not have any interest in one thing that you do, but have a huge interest in other things that you do. Whereas another charity would just not get that support. You're going to get that support and you're going to get it isolated, definitely.
We hope so. We hope so. Thanks, Darshan. Really appreciate you taking the time to be with us today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Gopal there?
Yeah, hi Hemal, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning from New York.
Had your breakfast yet?
Well. Sorry?
Have you had your breakfast yet?
I haven't. As soon as this call is done, I'm going to go get my Weetabix. So.
Sorry to stop you from having your breakfast.
That's fine.
How's your week been?
It's been good. It's been busy. There's a lot going on, but great to be with all of you this morning. And great to hear all the updates as well.
Great. Yeah, I really enjoy it because it gives us a chance to kind of, in this COVID period where we're not able to physically be with one another, this gives us in a very short time an opportunity to learn across different areas. I mean, many groups are unable to make it because they're working, but at least we do get a snapshot of what other people are up to. What have you specifically been working on in terms of the environment? You're very active all the time, just within the environment. Anything that's changing with regards to COP or, you know, plans in that? How are things progressing?
Yeah, so with COP stuff, we'll be finding out. The UN met. I do advisory work for the UN, and they had a meeting end of February to decide how COP was going to take place. They haven't come to a final decision yet, so that meeting now is going to be pushed back probably to the end of this month of March. And so hopefully by the end of this month, early April, we'll get a sense if COP is going to be in person, if it's going to be virtual, or most likely if it's going to be some kind of hybrid in-person virtual gathering. So once we know that, we can go full steam with what we're planning with GD, but we already have so many plans in place already for COP. So regardless of what happens, we're still moving full solar powered steam ahead, you know, with our engagement with COP. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I think, yeah, we should 100% move ahead as if, you know, COP is happening regardless or not. And we should, you know, the day before COP, having that event focused on non-violence, peace, and the environment, ahimsa, peace and the environment, day before COP, and really try to make it a conference which connects non-violence and the environmental causes. So I'm really looking forward to that. Thanks, Gopal. Really appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Dipendra, busy guy.
I am Hemal. Hi everyone. Thank you for this call. So I have a couple. One update is that tomorrow we are gonna have massive food distribution in India. That is around 100 families which we are gonna provide the rations. The food would be around 15,000 minimum, 50,000 worth of meals. Also, it is going to happen on 11 a.m. Tomorrow. Second update is that my team is going to start this 900 library project in Rajasthan. They are leaving on 22nd. So it is just like a beginning of a massive, mission. So I just would like to request each and everybody, please coordinate with the, your family member houses so they can adapt and provide the this books and whatever they can provide, would be great for us. Third update is regarding this food distribution. The next phase would be in the next, which would be around 100 kits again. So it will be 2 phases. One phase is tomorrow, and next phase would be on next Saturday. That is from my side. Thank you.
Amazing. Really looking forward to seeing the footage. Thanks, Dipendra. Hi, Stani.
Yes, hi.
How are you doing?
Yeah, very good.
What are the key ways you're making a difference this week? What have you been working on?
Couple of things, as the Pedro mentioned, starting our library project, so was involved in that. Then the food distribution projects, which are planned for the coming 2 weeks. So that also reaching out to, more people to help us, support our library projects, which is like 900 libraries is a huge project. And apart from that, yeah, reaching out for UK-based grants to support all our campaigns in the UK.
Brilliant. Thanks, Stani. Keep going. You're working 24/7. You're just doing amazing. And look, I'm looking forward to you. Actually, the whole year, last year, you've been working on desks. I'm looking forward to seeing you out in the field in Rajasthan and spending some time developing those schools as well. So, you looking forward to being out there?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
All right, brilliant. Thanks, Stani.
Yeah.
Hi, Sneha.
Hi, Hemal. How are you?
I'm great,
Hi,
thank you. How have you been?
Yeah, it's been great. So this week, I have been able to submit 2 grants, one of which was Masonic Charitable Foundation. This one I filled in for our England Feed Everyone project. And the other one is Swire Charitable Trust, which I have filled in for our Feed Everyone project for UK as a whole, including Scotland. And yes, I've been working on a grant that is almost done specifically for Glasgow project. So yes, I've been working on these 3 grants this week.
Amazing. Well, you've done an incredible job. Sneha, you've been our most successful grant application lead, and you've done an incredible job with all of those. And looking forward to the future for everything else that you can do. So thanks, Sneha. Appreciate your hard work.
Thank you.
Like Lady Lucky.
Hi, Ezra.
Hi, Emma. Hi, everyone.
How are you?
I'm good.
So how are we going to get Microsoft on board?
I'm trying to work on that and getting every help possible from the team. So yeah, that's what I worked on this week, and also reached out to a couple of Indian companies for CSR partnerships, and even worked on a grant application for the 900 libraries project. So yeah.
No, you're doing a great job. And if anybody is out there that's listening on this call together with us, or in the UK or in India, Azra is leading our CSR effort for corporate social responsibility. And we're working on a big campaign to try and enable both digital as well as library education for underprivileged kids who don't have access at the moment. So please do reach out to us. Thanks, Ezra. Next, I have Nikita. How are you?
Hi, everyone. So this week I've been working on an upcoming event that we have coming up. So it's going to be a cook along with a chef called Nilesh. So me, Stani, and Nilesh have been planning for that, sorting out menus and event pages, which will all be up by the end of today. And we're going to be starting promotion for that. So yeah, everyone keep an eye out, and I hope to see you there cooking along with us.
What's on the menu?
So we have some tofu bao buns, a papaya salad, and a dessert, which is like a yogurt granola kind of thing. So yeah, the event is going to be taking place, and Nilesh will be taking everyone through the cooking process and cooking along with him, and planning to have a week before all of the ingredients and preparation details will be sent out to everyone. So everyone will be ready, prepared to cook.
And when is it happening?
It's on the 17th of April at 4 p.m.
Okay. I'll see if I can test my cooking skills. Thanks, Nikita. Hi, Vidhi.
Hi, Hema.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. What's going on in social media?
A lot of things, and this week specifically, I was working on, like, to sum it up, researching and reading on how do we actually optimize all of our platforms and make the best out of all of those. So yeah, I think the highlight one was our press coverage on the Indian National Channel, Doordarshan, regarding the meals distribution, which Dipendra just mentioned, that we could distribute ration kits to about 1,000 families in India. Yeah.
Amazing, doing a great job, and it's great that Doordarshan covered that, and hopefully, you know, much more. I think it's so important for social media to keep growing, and that's how we're going to reach more people with our ideas and our work, and hopefully inspire more people to join, download the app, and be involved. So really appreciate everything that you're leading there. Thanks, Vidhi. Sahil, you're back.
Hey, Hemal, yeah, I'm back.
How was the experience? Tell me about, where have you been?
So I was out for the interview that's called the Union Public Service Commission. So if I would have cleared it, I would have become an army officer or something of that sort. But everything that happens for good, and I'm back with GD to make a difference.
Brilliant, brilliant. And was it tough, like your experience there, what you went through? What kind of things were you doing?
So it was tough. Around more than 300 people came across from India, out of which only 2 were selected. So that's less than a 0.5% ratio of selection. But it was an amazing experience to meet such bright minds from the country at one particular place.
Well, Army's loss is GD's gain, and hopefully, you know, we believe that you are in that top 1%, and we want you to kind of make a difference with all of our campaign work, especially the environmental projects. So keep going strong, and hopefully we can catch up this maybe early next week and touch base on how to move things forward. So keep in touch.
For sure.
Thanks, Sahil.
Yeah.
Right, who do we have next? Let me see. Martin. Martin on?
No, Martin is not able to join. We have
Oh,
Mayank
okay.
next.
Mayank?
Yeah,
Mayank, are you on? No,
yeah,
are you on the road for Rajasthan yet?
yes, bye. So I'll be leaving for Jodhpur this Monday to start the first phase of developing 900 libraries in Rajasthan.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I am also preparing for our tomorrow food distribution project in Gandhinagar Gift City.
Excellent. Well done, Mike. Keep going.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Next, I believe, Heli, Good Karma Store.
Yeah. Hi, Hemant.
How are you?
I'm good. Hi, everyone.
So, Heli, we've kind of put the whole Good Karma Store project in your hands to manage. You know, now we've got 2 shops, Hampstead High Street as well as Slough, and you're developing the online platform for that as well. Do you find that a little overwhelming? Is it a lot of stuff to handle, or are you excited by the challenge?
Yes, exactly. I mean, this work is something very new to me, and I must admit that team is helping out me a lot to learn this, especially Elena. I mean, she is the one who is there and helps me out. So yeah, with the help of the team, I'm able to work on it, and it's new and it's exciting. So definitely, yes, I'm excited for this project.
And what's the update with regarding the online store and the 2 physical stores? Any update for the rest of the group?
Yeah, so I have uploaded the products on the site and the theme have been selected. It has also been customized based upon the Good Karma logo and the colors and everything. So now I'll be working upon the policy and policies regarding the store. And I have also contacted one person for taking the photographs. So I just had a talk with him. So he's ready to take the photographs. So now I'll be coordinating for the photographs as well for the products. And so let's see how it goes now.
So when do you think we can launch the online Good Karma store?
I think by next month we should be able to do that. Yeah.
Brilliant. Really looking forward to it. Thanks, Ellie.
Yeah, thank you.
Great work. Trishika, is Trishika on?
No, sorry, Trishika also couldn't join.
Oh,
We have
no
Debabrat next.
Hi, Debabrat. How are you?
Hello, everyone. I am fine, sir. How are you?
Ishma is on, right?
Bhishma, Pitamam Bhishma.
Yes. Father of Vishnu. Yes. So out of mind this time. Okay.
How is the progress in Calcutta?
First of all, that is good news for GD. This week, upcoming Sunday, after the next day, we try to enlighten the orphan heart. That's why we provide more than 300 veg thali to orphan students in the coastal part of the Western Bengal. And second thing is that our GD Calcutta page reach out near about only 300 almost with a couple of week. We try next week. I also give you the information almost maybe 400. My target is within 1 or 2 months it will be raised more than 1,000. So that is my
amazing
target.
That's really great work. And so on Sunday you're feeding 300 orphans in Calcutta. That's phenomenal.
Yes.
And is that the support of that restaurant that you mentioned to me, right? That you've got a restaurant.
Yes, on teacher would support us, and on restaurant, and our volunteer also ready, and there is 2 and 4 students. They also contribute. So already we prepare for all those things, and I hope for the best. And this will be gonna precious for GD.
Oh, how nice! Wonderful. And I'm really looking forward to see the growth. Like, I can just tell that you're just going to do great things out there. And if you need any help from anybody who's doing food distribution, just reach out to us, to me, to Dipendra, or anybody else who can help grow it in more places.
Sure. And one more thing, this will be, I try to, the entire total program will be streamed in Facebook, GD Calcutta page, and same as GD global page.
Great. Send me the link. I'll definitely watch it.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is Rambai on?
Yeah, I'm here. Unfortunately,
How are you?
I'm in the car. I'm in the car today, so I've been listening. So I've not been able to join. Just trying to get into this car park. Just give me 1 minute. Can you take somebody else go first? I'll come in
Of course. We'll come back to you. Iqbal Bhai, are you available?
Yes, I'm available. I'm here.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. The email's been sent out in the UK context, and I'll be sending India out next week. And we will see what the outcome comes through. Looking at the fundraising, trying to sort something out of the fundraising, but I'll keep in touch with you.
Brilliant.
One by one.
Thank you, Iqbal Bhai. I really appreciate the update.
And also, if it's possible, I can have the number of Darshan.
Sure.
I'd like to speak to you, please.
Of course, I'll forward you Darshan's number after this call, and we can be in touch. And normally every Tuesday when we have a fundraising call, he can be on, and we can deep dive into how we are going to fund all these ambitious projects together.
One question. We're doing in India, we're doing the libraries. Are we doing any other projects like Water World, iCamps? For
projects. So projects we do have where we try to support people with cataracts and
that's right. Yes.
This is a project, and food distribution for vulnerable people. So like construction workers or people who are living in slums or temporary housing.
Can Jessica send me some details on that, specific details, and I will forward this to certain contacts on this.
Sure.
And I will even look at on my side or my family what we can do.
Amazing. Oh, thank you so much, Iqbal. Really appreciate that. Vinod Bhai, I was promised you a phone call back and never called you back, but I love you so much.
I've got it now.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Namaste,
Great.
everyone.
Namaste.
I just wanted to report on sort of how we trying to consolidate things in Wembley for the street market. What has happened the last 2 weeks is that we've started getting some participation from the local what they call sort of police community officers on the beat around there, and one of them has taken the whole concept very much to heart. So they started going around talking to all the local shops and see if they can get some help for us.
I love
now,
that.
yesterday they went around to and collected items and brought them to us personally and participated in serving as well. So I think that's going to lead to sort of say perhaps more awareness with the local authorities.
That's so amazing. And to if I think about the last 1 year where we've got school teachers who are actually giving up their time to distribute food for their vulnerable students on a Saturday,
Yes.
and now you've got community police officers collecting food from shops to distribute to the homeless on the streets. This is what we made GD for. So, I can't express how happy I am to hear that. And also I've added I've sent you a couple of new introductions, Moloch and Daisy, who are
Yes.
around the Wembley area. They want to come and volunteer in Wembley with you as well. So I hope you can find some good volunteering opportunities for them as well.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Vinod. We can catch up later, by the way. I'm going to be on the call after we turn off the live if anybody needs to discuss anything specific with me and catch me for anything. So I've got a couple of people, and actually, I think, Nick, how are you?
Can you hear me?
I can indeed. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. As well as yeah, all right, average. Thank you. Yeah, I was just thinking a couple of things. I was interested in some of the things you were saying, Hema, when you're talking about Rajiv, you had the aura about him. I was thinking that reminded me of a passage in the Mahabharata about Markandeya Rishi. Said when he entered the assembly, it said he smelt of virtue, punya gandha. He said he had that aroma of virtue coming off him. I think that's a really graphic image that you get from so many of the people in who work for Go Dharmic. They give off that smell, good smell of virtue and purity. I was also, when you were talking to Nitin, or Nitin was talking about ahimsa as well, because again, Mahabharata says a number of occasions, ahimsa, parodharma is the highest form of dharma. And yeah, ahimsa means non-violence, but I think you have to as well expand the understanding. I've got a verse here I was reading a few months ago, the Linga Purana, and it describes ahimsa like this. It says, Atmavat sarvabhutanam hitayaiva pravartanam ahimsaisha samakyata. That what is ahimsa is to treat all living beings, atmavat, as you would yourself, and hitayaiva, acting for hita, for the benefit of all living beings. So I think the point there is that ahimsa isn't just a negative thing, that you don't go around punching people or walk down the street kicking dogs that come around, or it's tempting sometimes. But ahimsa is a positive thing as well, in the sense that, yes, it is not harming, but if you see someone in need and you don't help them, then that is, ahimsa means that you have to be active. It's positive as well as negative. And I think that's the point. This week, again, Tuesday nights, I give the Bhagavad-Gita talks. We've got on to chapter 16 of the Gita. The first verses, which I'm sure you know, give the list of the qualities that human beings should seek to cultivate. Krishna lists them. The first of those he gives is Abhaya, fearlessness. And when I hear all the contributions that the Godharmic volunteers are making, it's bold. That's the thing that strikes me, how bold it is. I think someone said they were going to Afghanistan. Was that right? Someone said that, yeah, bold, Abhaya, doing it because it's right, and having the courage to carry it out. The other qualities that Krishna gives, one is dhanam, which is charity, giving away whatever we can, our time or our money. And then, as you know well enough, Hema, we've talked about it several times, doya bhuteshu, compassion for all living beings. And I suppose that is really what is that sums up Godharmic in that phrase, isn't it? It's about feeding people, it's about the earth, it's about animal well-being, vegan diet. All that is contained within that phrase, Daya Bhuteshu. So when I was speaking about the verse, I took a long time over that talk and took the opportunity to suggest that Godharmic might be a suitable recipient for those seeking to cultivate the qualities that Krishna lists there. Maybe you shouldn't do that, but anyway.
I'm glad you did.
All good shows have some adverts in them, don't they? So anyway. Thank you very much, everybody, for everything that you're doing.
Everything that we stand for, is what you've described there, and those verses, what we're trying to emulate. And I do remember, and the name has just lost me right now, but I don't know, maybe you know that there was an ancient king described where two birds were flying over, and they saw down and they were surprised that the king was feeding so many people. Do you recall the name of the king?
I think it's Rantidev. Maharaj Rantidev.
Yeah. So I guess as much as Ashoka put these pillars up, where it's described in non-violence and compassion and ideas of Dharma, I think today Godharmic can do that in a digital way and mobilize volunteers and people in different places. So I kind of sometimes think of our app as a steel pillar in the digital world, where people can kind of come and connect and to work together, really. And in today's world, where it's so difficult to meet people now physically because of COVID, this is a nice way where people can actually receive some thoughts. So, whenever you can come and share some ideas such as this, I think it's inspiring for everyone, and really appreciate that.
I like the idea of the digital Ashok column, although I've been and seen the Ashok pillars. I found that very moving, that proclamation thousands of years ago of ahimsa. I'll never harm anybody. I won't cook animals. There'll be no death penalty. No wars will be waged by there. Fantastic. And this is Ashok 2,500 years ago. A little bit like Yudhishthir in the Mahabharata as well. Anyway, thank you so much to everybody. I'm always feel greatly indebted to you for what you contribute and really make a difference. Thank you.
I have two more speakers, I believe, unless anybody else wants to join, and then we'll be winding up. Rambai, are you parked up?
Unfortunately, it might be a little bit of background noise. Can you hear me?
No problem at all, no problem. Rambai, I think you're going to make an incredible difference to Godharmic, and you already have done. I want to start by thanking you for donating a Godharmic van this week for London. So if any of you are around London this week do see a van driving around with Godharmic on it, love all, feed all, then you can kindly thank Rambai for that generous donation. And anything else you'd like to share? You're working on a number of charitable projects, Rambai. Anything?
Yeah, well, we met this week in Holborn. So obviously we're looking at a shop unit that one of my friends has got that he's willing to let us have for at least a year or two. So hopefully we look forward to seeing how we can develop that. But yeah, it's just I think what I see with this is bringing more of the family, friends, and sharing and doing stuff that we do here with them. So I was just at the coffee shop, and the guy, because of COVID, he wasn't sure where he was in the queue. So I said, "Oh, what can I get you?" And he was a bit taken aback. So I gave him one of my random acts of kindness cards, and he just said thank you. And I didn't buy him anything, and he said, "No, it's fine." So it's just I don't know, just being it all the time, and you don't know where it will get you, and just make the world a better place.
Really appreciate that, and incredible. Like, if this Holborn thing works out, how it looks nice. We were together this week and we saw a restaurant stroke cafe in central London in Holborn, where we may be distributing food for people from. So it's going to be wonderful to promote vegan meals, as well as reach the homeless and provide people an opportunity to donate what they want for the food that they receive. So it's going to be an incredible journey with that one, and looking forward to so many more of your ideas. Thank you, Ramba.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And last but not least, I have Ishu. Ishu, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
What ideas have you got to share with us on what you've been working on with the Go Dharmic group, or in terms of automation and reaching new groups? You're technically one of the most interesting people that I've met in the last year or so, and I think you've got a lot to offer in terms of making a difference. What's your thoughts?
So not much thoughts this time onto the same. Like I was discussing with Azra yesterday as well, like reaching out to the audience. So I want to have a plan with the Go Dharmic India team at least, so that we can put up the automation in a full swing. We are not at least even 1% of the automation in terms of the Go Dharmic thing. I want it can be a better way that we can reach out to the maximum audience out there. At least we can raise our voice, and we can reach out to the maximum audience whosoever is there, at least by spreading the good word, at least thoughts or what we are doing to they might have a look as well onto that segment. So
an issue for the last 10 years, I've been writing pretty much every day something on social media or blogs or writing books. I know Nick is relentless. Dr. Nicholas Sutton is relentless in his production of material to share with people, ideas, thoughts, outreach. I know Nitin Bhai is also very writing letters often, and trying to reach out to people. And I noticed you also put status updates that help people with mentally getting through the day, or some thoughts or something. So could you just share with us one of those kind of ideas that you've come across recently that's quite inspiring, or something that you've shared, and why do you do that?
So basically, what I have a habit of like putting up all the status update on my WhatsApp as well as Facebook story, so that all my network, at least if they're not reading my post or going through, they must get a dose of some inspiration or motivation status, at least from my thing. So earlier I was doing it as a test run, I believe 2.5 years back. And after that, I didn't see or didn't hear from anyone from my network itself. So I thought like this is something which is not working, and I stopped suddenly. So later on, I identified like my nearby sabji wala said that, "Sir, मैं आपके status," but like I was going through all the statuses and all, but you are not putting up all those status these days. So is there any problem or something like that? So at least like people, if they're not responding, but at least they were reading out the whole stuff what we are trying to say into the market as well. And apart from reading, there are people also who mentioned that like this is something that I'm going to copy, or I'm already like going to make it share it into my network as well. So in that way, I just started that the status thing, and people are spreading that thought all across their network also. So power of multiplication works over there. That spreads like we cannot expect anyone to read our status on daily basis, but at least if someone is reading out on a particular day, it makes a difference. At least if even 1% makes a difference, it makes a lot of difference to some person's life. So today only I just put up a new opportunity related status itself. I got 2 replies, like one of the person who was feeling disheartening and saying that nothing is working, and he just replied me on WhatsApp as well, like this is something true and I should not feel disheartened in that way. So like directly or indirectly, we are making some difference into someone's life. That is something I want to do, and these small steps are helping us in doing the same. And similarly, if we are going to do with the GD community, like we have our own application and everything. we are spreading the news, spreading the words over there. But if we have a network out of that also, which is our own social media, which is our own WhatsApp group, where we are closely connected with our family members, and they are further connected with others people as well. So that network can be utilized in this particular way. And like it's all about spreading the thing. So let's say we have spreaded or distributed some meals on a day. We have some photos and all, and we can put it up as a status update onto our WhatsApp or onto some other social media. It just hardly take few seconds only to put up the whole stuff. And it really,
I really appreciate that. And I fully concur that, we are just planting seeds. So, we never know whether that seed is going to grow into a big plant or really make an impact somewhere or not in someone's life. But I think that, action is important, and every seed we can keep planting, some of them will grow into great big trees, but others may stay small. But it's only when we keep planting them and keep putting positive acts, as Rambai mentioned, random acts of kindness, but might be intentional acts of kindness as well. So both of them, all these things are important. And I think those connections are important, and sharing, like, clicking share on, when Glasgow does a feeding project, which is amazing, across 100,000 meals, I would request everyone that's listening and on the call to share Godamic's content, which the team is actually working really hard in the field, in different places. So whenever, like, for example, Nick mentioned, he spoke about the qualities of good people in the Bhagavad-Gita. And in that session, he will share with people that, well, actually an example of that is these volunteers who are feeding people on the streets and helping develop schools and libraries and helping to promote the environmental causes. So I think it's important to keep sharing, keep giving those ideas out, and you never know, you might just reach one person that makes a difference. So comes good. So really appreciate that. Thanks.
Like the way every teacher teaches students into their early days itself, which is always like sharing is caring. So that is something that is always there in terms of the content as well. Like last week I shared with you, I visited Kechi Dham for that. After that, I also visited the first Hanuman Dham, which was started by Nikroli Baba itself. So that is something like that. That was not at all a thought to visit that place. And suddenly, after while I was leaving next day, and we visited over there. That was like really good place over there. So,
and how was the experience at Kanchi? I know that all of these temples are set up in places where there's poor communities. So if you look at Bhumiyadar or Hanumangar or Kanchi, the temples that Neem Karoli Baba established are all in very poor colonies or poor areas where people are struggling. But what was the aura like for you experiencing that?
No, it was really great. Like one of the very cleanest temple I have ever visited so far. And if we talk about like, if you are over there, like personal experience was like I sat over there, like put up some time, even like that was not at all planned. It was just like a visit kind of thing. But like there was a different kind of peace and energy was there into the environment, which like attracts you basically. So that was the whole thing. Like I visited a lot of temples, but this was something was having the different energy level kind of scenario was there. So
well, it definitely made a huge impact on my life. And I think that if we can take that love and that peace from those kind of places and bring it into the cities and bring it into people's own life so that they can live and breathe that love and peace, then we'll leave this place knowing that we've done our best. So thanks, Ishu, and I appreciate everybody for being on the call today. As soon as we go off live, I will be staying on the line for a bit longer today just to talk to anybody that needs me for anything. But otherwise, I appreciate everyone for being on. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.